This is my reality podcast show, the podcast that allows you to tell your story with no questions asked. Welcome to another episode of my reality podcast show. This is episode 8, and I just want to say to everyone who's watched my video, liked the video, and even spoke about the video to people, I just want to say thank you. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And if we could any new videos that I put out and leave comments on them and just keep that going. Do you know what I mean? I'd really appreciate that. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. Now, on today's episode, I'm going to be debating. Do you know what I mean? Because I've got a little thing that I want to talk about. Well, I say little, but it's not little. It's a big issue. Do you know what I mean? To be quite honest. And basically what it is people that are involved in a life of crime. They go to prison and then they come out of prison and start bragging about their time in prison. Do you know what I mean? To other people, Like basically, if someone has been to prison, does that make that person harder than someone that has not been to prison in their life? That's my first question to you guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you think that it does, leave it in the comments and why it makes them harder than a person who's never been to prison. Or if you think it doesn't, leave it in the comments and why it doesn't make them harder than a person who's never been to prison. Yeah, I just want to know. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and the reason why I asked this question is because where I come from in the streets, prison is seen as a good thing. It really is. Like, people that are involved in street life brag about going to prison like they've achieved something. Do you know what I mean? To be proud of. And for me, they really haven't, and this ain't putting down anyone that's been to prison. Like, we're definitely not doing that, innit? Because I'm from the road myself, innit? I've never been to prison, but we're going to get into that later. But I ain't never been to prison, but I've been in a room full of cons, like I explained in my last kind of episode. And trust me, I've heard all the stories and everything like that, which we're also going to get into later. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like, I'm not putting anyone down who's been to prison. That's crazy. You get what I'm saying? What I'm doing is I'm just trying to kind of get inside the minds of the people that brag about going to prison. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, yeah. Let me, because I've got notes here. Do you know what I mean? I don't just talk with raw emotion, till you start derailing. Because having emotions in your talk is good. But if you ain't written nothing down or got any notes, sometimes you can derail. You know what I mean? And I'm talking from past experience. So yeah, bear with me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was saying that it's they act like they've achieved something. You know what I mean? Like, when they really haven't. And like, this is not like having a go at people that have been to prison. Like I'm saying, you get what I'm saying? This is just me trying to get inside the minds of the people that brag about it. Okay? So let's do it together. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I know there's people out there that are listening to this right now that know that prison's obviously not a nice place. You get me? Yeah, it's not a reward. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm just wondering if the people that brag about prison realise that anyone can go to prison as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyone can go to prison. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can go to prison. From your fucking top nerd to your top badman can go prison. So, you see what I'm saying? Let's think about that as well. Like, all someone has to do is commit a crime and get caught. That's all they've got to do. And then, what do you know? You're in prison. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. We've got to wake up and use common sense, innit? Like, to be quite honest with you. Because that's what I'm using right now. You get me? Like, and I know, you get me, if you're living a life of crime, I know this, that if you're living a life of crime, there's a 50% chance that you're going to get caught at some point, innit? Did you get me? And there's 50% chance that you might never get caught. Because there's some people out there that commit crime every day. Like, we'll get into this a little bit later again. They're committing it every day and they never get caught. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's probably, everyone's situation's different, man. Listen, puss and dog now have the same luck, innit? Learn that. They don't have the same luck in it, and that's what it is, because it's down to luck. You know, a lot of the time, that's what you're gonna find. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just trying to make sense of it all though myself, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm really saying, like, you get me. That doesn't make sense. You know, why people would brag about getting arrested by the police. Like, it don't make sense, innit? Because, you know, do you think roadmen that brag about going to prison do it for an image? They do it for a hard image. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time as well. Oh yeah, I got nicked the other day, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, fucking, I got this court case coming up, and this and that, and yeah, you know what? I might be looking at a 5 stretching hole, and it's like, all right, yeah, you're gonna, that's your future, innit? That's what is ahead of you still. You get what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to suck it up like a man and all that. But at the same time, you ain't got to brag about it. That's all I'm saying. You get me? I understand that you got to suck it up and you got to prepare your mind for the worst and what's to come. And you got to keep your self-esteem high, innit? That's what it's about a lot of the time. Keeping their morale high and their self-esteem high, innit? Because they know they're going into a bad situation, but they don't want to say it, innit? You know what I mean? Just keep it real, innit? That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Because, yeah, I've never been to prison, so I can't tell you from first-hand experience how it is inside. But from the stories I've heard from my elders, I'm guessing it's hard in there. Do you get me? That's the truth, man. You know? So, is it the criminals that are hard, or is it the prison time that they faced that is what's really hard? Do you know what I mean? Like, because if we went to prison, right, and done a survey, let's just say we went in prison and done a survey, asking the prisoners, asking how many prisoners would like to stay here and how many prisoners would like to be released today, innit? Yeah? I'm pretty sure most of them would opt to come home today, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think they'd be sitting there saying, boy, you know what? 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 How many of us want to stay here and how many of us want to come home today? Obviously, I want to come home today, innit? Like, that's what they're going to say. They're not going to say, oh, boy, you know what? Fuck it, I think I'll stay, Yeah, fuck going home today. Some of them might, still. Some of them might. Because, you know what? Some of them have, you know what I mean? Some of them probably feel like they ain't got nothing to come out to. And it's hard, man. You know what I mean? Say if you ain't got nothing to come out to and prison's kind of all you know, then yeah, you're going to get your handful of men that are in that situation and do feel like that. They're going to be like, fuck it, I'm better off in there. You get me? I've got a better life in there than what I think I'd have out there. But I think majority of them would be saying, you know what, I think it's time for me to come home now. Do you get me? So yeah, why would they say that, innit? That's what you got to ask yourself, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a madness still. Right. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure they'd say they'd want to come home. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think it's because prison is a nice place why they'd say they want to come home? Definitely not. Now, from what I've heard from my people, prison is hard, yeah? And I believe them, innit, when they say that prison's hard. Do you know what I mean? Because a person is not being rewarded when they are being sent to prison and they're being sentenced, they're in the court, and the judge is slamming the hammer down. They ain't being rewarded. You get what I'm saying? So it's a madness. Like, they're receiving a punishment for their actions, innit? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let's just clear that up straight, away. So to the people that glamorize the prison life, I'd say don't, innit? Just tell the truth to the youth, innit? Like, start telling the youngers under your wing that prison is not a nice thing, yeah? To me, that would give you a better image than boasting about it. For real. It really would, man. It would give you a much better image to just tell the truth. Tell your raw truth, the real truth. You get me? Your experience. Because like I said, everyone has different experiences. Everybody feels different about everything. Like I said, puss and dog don't have the same luck. So everybody feels different about things through having their own experience. you know. But it's like I said, I've done that survey. I'm sure most people would have in common that they want to come home, and it's as simple as that. Okay, so yeah, man, we'll just keep it like that, man. Yeah, because I'm saying you'd have a better image if you told the truth, man. If you told the people, you know what I mean, the nights you cried inside because you wanted to come home, yeah, that would be better for you. You know what I'm saying? That would be better for you and the people that you're telling, because you probably didn't know when you was coming home, because those are the things that are gonna make you cry in prison. When I'm not talking about when you've got like 2 months or 6 months. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it was easy doing a 2 month stretch or 6 months, of course. You get me? I'm talking about when you got years. You're facing years. That you got fucking 5, 10 years, 15, 20 years. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And you don't know when you're coming home. Come on, you must have cried. You get me? Tell the truth, man. So it's not a because you're not a robot. It's not a bad thing if you cried, innit? Because that's what humans do. You know what I mean? We don't, like, especially man, then we don't want to admit, oh yeah, we had a cry, I had a cry in there, boy. Trust me, like, I cried my eyes out on that car. I didn't know when I was coming home. Probably didn't have a court date. The thing was serious, rowdy, raw. Like, crying in it. If you weren't crying outside, you're definitely crying inside. You get me? I don't give a fuck how hard you think you are. Simple as that. So yeah, there's sufferation in there, innit? From what my people have told me. You get what I'm saying? So, and I believe my people, innit? It's not even a joke. Like, I fucking believe them, innit? Do you get me? Like, just imagine though, you're sitting in prison, right? For an offence you committed, and you don't know when you're coming home. That's scary, fam. That can't be a nice feeling. You get me? When you've got your date there, 1 and 2, you've got hope. You've got something to aim towards. When you're sitting there and not telling you nothing, and you've been sitting in there 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and you ain't got a court date. Wow, that must be fucked, boy. I'm not gonna lie. And then you're seeing everyone around you with court dates and that. That's how people get into things in there, man. Guaranteed. You get me? Because people envy people, innit? And obviously, prison, like, I'm guessing it's pretty boring in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it'd be fucking madness. There's no gal in there. Wow. That's why I've never been prison. I swear to God, man. I need that pussy in my life. I can't. You get me? What, going in prison and being around a bag of men them telling all stories about things and that. A lot of the stories are probably made up and all that. Like, I ain't got time for that shit, bruv. That's gas works, bruv. Remember I told you? Straight up and down, boy. That's why I always done my best to stay on the road, man. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, man, that can't be mentally nice. It's got to take its toll on you after time. You get me? And like, I remember when I was young, innit, like say 11, and I used to hear like my elders talking about prison like it was a fun fair, boy. Serious, I'm not gonna lie, like my brothers and that, my oldest brothers and that would be in the house with their brethren and that, like, and my mum would be out and the front would be packed with the man them, and they'll just be talking about prison like it's a fun fair and that, boy. Do you know what I mean? And they would be telling like this story about prison and laughing their heads off, and about the time that they spent in there. And I used to watch and listen and observe them stories, man, from my elders. And then I'd think to myself, prison sounds like fun. You get what I'm saying? It must be okay to go inside. Like, I swear to God, that's all I used to think. Yeah, but thankfully, what I mean, I haven't been inside. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I've just heard the stories, from young, innit? You get what I'm saying? And I believe the hand-me-down prison stories that some people make sound glamorous, those people have to remember, right, that children might end up overhearing this talk and think prison is a nice place, because I did. You get me? I was only 11 and all that on the come up when I'm hearing my brothers and that. My brothers are like 16, 17. They go and felt them, this, that, them and their brethren and all that. And I'm hearing these stories thinking, yeah, do you know what? Prison's calm, boy. You get me? I want to have stories like that. Nah, you don't. Trust me. You just don't, innit? Real talk, man. You know what I mean? But like I said, you're naive to the outside world in my last podcast when you're a kid, That's the outside world, prison, innit? It's a big man thing. It's a grown-up thing. You're naive to that. You get me? And that's all it is. You get me? I'm whacking my phone 'cause I'm emotional, bruv. Yeah, it's deep, man. Because I don't want the kids to, that are under us to grow up and hear man saying these stories and think it's nice, man. I don't want that. You get what I'm saying? Because then it's just a conveyor belt of generations and generations going to prison off the back of the same shit, man, coming out and glamorizing it. You get me? Like, it's a madness still. It's a madness, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, for real, man. Like I said, man, I ain't never been to prison. Do you get what I'm saying? But I saw how upset my mother was. Like, my brothers ended up inside. Do you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes there'll be like 2, 3 of my brothers inside at the same time. Like, my mum had 7 of us, innit? 7 boys. You get me? I got 5 older brothers. Sometimes 3 of them would be in prison at the same time and that. You get me? It was a madness, and we didn't come from money, innit? You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, my mum had to struggle to find money in it to visit them, like, fortnightly and put money on their books and all that. Like, hey, trust me, it's not easy, man. You get me? She's doing that consistently. You get me? And I just thought, nah, trust me, man. When I saw that, I made a promise to myself that any crime I commit, I ain't getting nicked. Trust me. Worse, I'm Rastafarian as well. Not even worse. Best case, I'm Rastafarian, so I've got faith. You get me? And that, and seeing my mother bawl over my brothers being in prison and I having to struggle to go then and make sure they're nice and everything. Nah, I said, nah, fuck that. Any crime I commit, I'm fucking 100% getting away. You think this is... It's no joke thing, boy. Trust me. Real talk, man. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. It's the struggles that I see my mum go through what made me say, fuck getting caught and all that, man. You get me? Yeah, but like you have some people out there that commit crime on a daily, right? And they never get caught, man. But a lot of those people are in high society. You get what I'm saying? You know, people would never suspect these people of committing any crimes. That is why they get away so smoothly, because you're looking at these people. They're on the train with man. They're everywhere. They're suited and booted. Da 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 da. You get what I'm saying? They might work in the city. They might work in fucking Parliament. They might work anywhere, man. They high society. You get me? And they're not getting caught because of that. You're gonna look at these people and think, no way they're committing a crime, and that's why they get away with so much crime. Because everyone's looking at them saying, no way they're committing a crime. No way they're committing a crime, and they are daily because they can, innit? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, like, trust me, it ain't so much what you know, it's who you know, as they say. Do you know what I'm saying? In that kind of case, I think. Do you know? Yeah. If you ain't high up in society with crazy links, then more time you're just like relying on this thing called luck. Yeah, 100% like to get you through. Do you know what I mean? And with luck, like, there's a thin line between good luck and bad luck. Do you get me? Some people can commit crime and be bad lucked all the way through their crime years. It's just bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. That's how they end up in prison all the fucking time. You get what I'm saying? Like, never ever really touch road. To the bad luck, they've never had good luck. They might have had good luck once or twice in the beginning, and it was always like, it's like, trust me, it's like being addicted to drugs, innit? Always trying to chase your first hit. So you had good luck in your first couple of moves or whatever. You get me? And you might have hit a big 1 and 2, then you went broke again, and then this, like, your third move, fourth move, from your third move up, you just end up prison, in and out. Now the bad luck started, and it never gets good again. You're chasing that good luck, it ain't happening. You get me? Real talk. And then you got, on the flip side, some people that forever got good luck, and they're licking it. They're just good luck, slick. You know what I mean? They're the maestro, they're slick. You know what I mean? And they're always getting away. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're just forever getting away in it. You know, you got those kind of people. You know what I mean? Where the luck's just forever on their side. Yeah, man, trust me. Luck is... I don't believe in luck. I believe in blessings. You get me? That's what I believe in. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I kind of bun luck, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's fucking made up words, you get me? They ain't really got no substance. Blessings, that's what I'm on. You get what I'm saying? So to the people that glamorize going to prison, just make sure you tell people how it really was for you, and stop like clout chasing. You get what I'm saying? Stop clout chasing for an image, man. And get me, and tell people how it really was for you. Because, yeah, some younger will fucking hear you talking, like, in the future and that, and think that's the way to go. Like, think you're a good person to follow. And you're not, innit? Yeah? That's the truth. Like, you can't fool me in it. I've been out there like way before the internet, way before the hype and the clout and the rest. When man were clout chasing on road and weren't getting far, there's getting their face bust. Yeah? There's no internet in it. You get me? Talk tough on the roads. You get what I'm saying? You're getting your face chuck off. You get what I'm saying? Face off like fucking John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. Your face is coming off. You get me? If you're talking certain way, I talking on the net. In my day when we was on road, man was licking your head with a bottle, bruv. You get what I'm saying? And take off your face. So obviously, fucking, or bust your head with a brick or something and take off your face that way. So yeah, like these dudes need to stop clout chasing, man. You get what I'm saying? And I noticed a lot as well, like obviously these record labels and that encouraging these rappers to talk tough and talk a lot of this prison talk in their bars. You get what I'm saying? When a lot of them ain't even done Big Birds. You get what I'm saying? They've done a little 2 months, whatever. Majority of them, the longest they've probably done is 2-3 years. And they're hyping, bruv. Hyping, going on like they done fucking murder cases and this and that. They need to stop, man. Because kids are listening to this stuff, innit? And they're believing you guys, innit? Just tell the truth in your music. And no, I'm not bad minding your music or nothing you're doing out there. I'm just fucking knowing that you're lying to the kids. You get what I'm saying? I'm on the roads with these kids coming up, innit? I'm not in studios hyping. I'm on the roads with them. You get me? Telling them the way forward. You get me? So obviously you need to do that as well, because a lot of them are listening to your music. You get me? And they're getting gassed up off your lies. So you need to stop it. You get me? And start teaching them the truth, innit? It's okay to spit positive messages, innit? Yeah, just learn that. You ain't got to talk negative all the time because the record labels told you to, and they're fucking shoving stacks of money up your batty to fucking talk shit to the kids. You get me? Yeah? Okay. It's KC, the block captain, anyway. Yeah, it's my reality podcast show, episode 8. You get what I'm saying? If you agree with anything I said in the comments, or even if you disagree, leave it in the comments. Like the video, share the video. Yeah, and look out for the next episode. You get me? My reality podcast, episode 9. And until then, take care of yourselves, innit? God bless. My reality podcast show is a platform that's set up for normal everyday people to come on and tell your story. Guests will send us a recording of their story, and the most inspiring story makes it on the show. We'll also contact guests via social media, so look out for that. This is a brand new podcast, KC's My Reality Podcast Show. If there's anyone out there that wants to talk about their reality on this platform, holler at me on all social media sites. Another way to let us know you want to come on the show is to leave a comment on the YouTube page with your social media details down below, and we'll get back to you. That's a problem. Cause sickness, let them cold turkey all over the Christmas. I'm cooking right now, and I don't need a witness to get holes in my heart like hand washing dishes. Just to feed my baby, selling drugs is on the wish list. Yeah, selling drugs is on my wish list.